Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Midwestern Goodbye. And like most episodes, this is going to start partway through a conversation. Good luck figuring out what's happening.
I don't know, embarrassing stories. There was the time that I got hit by a parked car.
How does that happen?
Well, you see, it was a time in young Alex's life, and there he was out in the front yard at someone else's house. I don't remember who at this point. And we were playing the time-honored game of throwing a ball at each other. Sometimes you caught it, sometimes you hit the other kid, and it was like, haha, bitch.
Naturally.
But at one point, someone said, or no, actually, I think it was me. I said, okay, I'm going to go long. And they jump back, they wind up their arm. And mind you, the place where we're playing is essentially the front lawn. Like, if you want to think about it, there's like the yard, and then right next to it is a driveway. So the person, if you want to think about it, is on the right side of the yard, you know, if you're looking from the street. And I'm on the left side. So I'm pointing towards my direction, like, throw it long. And at no point did the person say, are you sure? So I get ready. I'm looking at them. They rear their arm back, and I start running. And about half a second later, suddenly a door handle is lodged firmly in my chest. And down I went. And that's how I got hit by a parked car.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It was a time.
I shit myself in high school.
You want to elaborate on that one?
It was a sad time.
Uh-huh.
I think I've said this. I've told this story a couple times.
But you've never told it for the listeners.
Oh, I don't know. I was coming in on the bus, and I was on my way to my locker, and I farted, and it was very wet. It was very wet.
The danger farts, of course.
Yeah. Like, it was wet in the way when I walked. I wish I didn't. I wish my legs weren't moving in that moment.
Oh, lovely.
So I went to the bathroom and I wiped, and it was bad.
I
was really sick, to be fair.
By the way, listeners, his name's Ravon.
No.
More commonly called LeBron.
No.
Yeah, it's also LeBron.
After that, I called my mom and I told her to come pick me up, and she did.
See, no, I've never shit myself at school and then told my mom to come get me.
I have.
That's good. I'm so glad. Thank you.
I was in middle school, and see, unfortunately for me, mine was wet, yes, but it was wet all the way. So I think I was in 5th grade, and I had a bad case of the liquids. But I didn't realize it as a kid. So, of course, I'm sitting there, basically my bowels are about to explode. But as a kid, I'm like, I can wait. I'm in class right now. Jeez. And at a certain point, I was like, nope, can't wait anymore. So I shoot my hand up, and I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom right now. And luckily, the teacher was cool, and he was like, yeah, okay, sure, go ahead. So I go, and I'm not kidding. I probably get, like, within 20 feet of the bathroom, maybe. And it is like the dam has been breached, and there is nothing that shall stop it anymore. And it's a very weird sensation when you suddenly feel Niagara Falls on the back of your legs, and you realize it is definitely not water. So, yeah, basically, after that, I went back to the classroom, and I only stuck my head in. And I was like, I need to go to the nurse's office. And he was like, are you okay? And I stopped him, and I was like, I need to go to the nurse's office right now. Called my dad. He brought a fresh pair of pants, and I was like, well, This story shall not be told for many a year.
That's interesting. See, I've never, not to my knowledge that I can remember, I've ever shit myself. I have
It's not a good experience, I promise.
I have hot dogs, some hot logs before, where they're trying to come out, but you don't let them.
Don't get me wrong here. It's not like I was like, ooh, I wonder what'll happen.
No, it's always just terrible.
It was the most clenched my cheeks have ever been, and my intestines were like, nah, bro.
See, I haven't shit myself, but I've probably come close to shitting myself more times than anyone else. My stomach just ain't good, and a lot of times there ends up being dairy in things that you don't think there's dairy in.
Oh yeah, because you're lactose intolerant.
Yeah, and then it's just like, woo. And a lot more often than not, it's hot, fiery liquid poops. And I'm glad those haven't come out, because I just need to be buying new underwear all the time.
Yeah, see, I wish that I at least had lactose intolerance to blame it on, but that day was just like, that was all me.
Yeah, it happened. If you haven't had it happen to you yet, it's gonna happen to you.
Oh,
Everybody has one story.
Oh, I'll
God,
definitely. My bowels are only getting weaker as I age. I remember.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at least as a kid, it's funny. Like, if you shit yourself as an adult, that's sad.
Yeah, no, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be
You
sad.
just laugh so hard, and you're just like, "Ooh, pooped a little."
It's gonna be sad, and it won't.
Yeah.
And I won't have any excuse for it.
The only excuse is if you're drunk. If you're drunk, you are allowed to shit yourself.
That's another one of my fears. I don't want to pee myself or poop myself just like while I'm drunk, because I don't want
Peeing
anybody to
yourself
be
is-
responsible for me.
That's an
I'm pretty sure I've
acceptable
never
thing.
pissed myself.
I've had that.
Like,
I've had it happen like halfway a lot of times. Like I've had like even kind of recently. I had a dream where I was in front of a toilet. It's one of those dangerous ones, and yeah, I pee a little bit, but not enough to do any damage.
Now I've done the thing where I'm like, I'm done peeing, and I go to pull up my boxers. Oh wait, guess I'm not done peeing. And
that's
I've almost
fucking
like just
worst.
pissed all over myself. I've done that one before. And I was just like, whoops, didn't mean that.
The travesty.
my Johnson is definitely a big fan of like, bitch, I still got a little bit left. Hold on.
Yeah, usually that happens to me when I fucking pull my dick over my pants, and like it's crimped a little bit like a fucking garden hose. So then when I go to like put it back in, it just like it just gets everywhere. It's bad.
I swear it's the weirdest shit, because I'll be sitting on the toilet for like 20 or 30 minutes, right?
Mhm.
And it's like nothing's moving. I'm literally just there on my phone. I'll get up, and then that exact thing, it's like something apparently was crimped or held, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, by the way, I still had a little in the tank.
Yeah. See, I feel that like when I'm at work and I have to take a shit, the people I'm working with must think that I'm dying in there, because I'll just be in there for like a good 30-40 minutes taking a shit. My stomach don't jive, man. It just does what it wants. So people must think I'm just killing myself in the fucking restroom every time I go in there.
I mean, look,
Midwestern goodbye. There is already something called the Midwestern goodbye.
Yeah, but they gave up.
Oh.
Well, yeah, you can't trademark like podcast names. Like multiple people have the same podcast names.
Interesting.
It's just like how movies and TV shows are called the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah, Ravon, you can't copyright an idea. Except you can.
Yep.
Shit. Ooh, would you look at that, guys?
What?
That's gross.
I don't know what we're not in person. What?
Oh,
You're bad to have on a podcast, Ravon.
Oh, I am. I'm terrible.
Guess what I'm thinking, guys? Motherfucker.
I'd like to think that I'd be a funny personality to have on a podcast.
Well, you're on one
You-
right now. I'm gonna
You
post this
can
episode.
prove it.
No, I won't.
Also, what is the thing that we should, be aware of?
I forgot. What was I talking about?
Alrighty.
Okay, well, I have a question that I
Riveting
wrote down.
content.
Oh, wait, I got it. Go ahead first. Go first.
Okay, here's a dumb question I heard on TikTok, which is a recurring segment for our podcast that I've never recorded once because I keep
Never.
asking Alex the questions before the podcast. If the Pope walked up to you and asked you to kiss him, would you?
Yeah.
Well, is he nasty looking?
He's the Pope.
Let's see what the current Pope looks like.
He looks like an old white man.
Yeah, I mean, he's not hot in a typical way, but he did say that God likes gay people, so
I mean, if
That's
he's an
kinda
ally, then I'm gonna kiss the shit out of him.
that's kind
Hey.
of hot.
I was just
Pope.
wondering what
Elliot-
people's thoughts would be.
At least before
Current
the
Pope.
next Pope comes along and says, "Nah, the previous speaker for God, yeah, he's a fucking liar."
Oh,
God
Pope
hates
Francis?
gays.
Oh yeah, I'd kiss him in the mouth. I'd kiss him on the mouth. Yeah.
Oh, we're talking
Okay.
about the mouth? Yeah, I'd also kiss him on the mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had the option to kiss the Pope, I definitely would, just for the story.
I might stick my tongue down this Pope's mouth.
Oh,
just to see if
yeah,
I
I'm
can
making
change
out
his
with the
opinion.
Pope. He's not getting
Oh.
away.
Oh.
I'm grabbing that old man and we're going to town.
Oh.
It's bold
Oh.
of you to assume the Pope's not doing that to you first.
What is
Hey,
the
well-
Pope's net worth? Let's see.
$1 trillion?
What?
It's whatever his faith's net worth is.
2.5 million.
Oh no, that's his personal wealth. He has access to all of the money of the church. He's worth trillions of dollars.
Ah.
The Pope is just randomly like, I want a Nintendo Switch.
Probably.
Give me the royal credit card.
So, what I was going to say is, you guys
Mhm.
probably aren't going to care, but I should say it anyway. This is for me and me
Mhm.
coping. Project Zomboid just had a big update, guys.
Oh
Where
Yeah.
my god.
they
know, if
just
you-
added.
Did they get dedicated lobbies?
Hold on, no, they got farm animals now. They updated fishing and farming.
Ooh, fun.
Um,
You know what would help us play that game? If you ever responded to any of my messages asking you to play games with me.
oh, I did today, and you didn't respond back, so I don't know what you want from me.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. I want to play that game so bad, but everybody that I try to play that game with hates it, and I understand.
I don't
don't
hate
like
it.
playing
It's a game.
on online servers where we have to fight other people just to get loot.
That's fair.
That part annoys me.
I legitimately don't hate it, but I don't like it either. It's a game. I will play it, but it's not a game that I'm going to play in my free time, by myself.
Oh,
we would have to
no.
play together.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't play that
if
game.
you get me set up where I can legitimately every morning walk out of the house, walk down to the local river and fish, I will play the game.
No, don't
Because
worry about
I
it.
like fishing in video games. Which I don't know if I've brought that up once during this entire podcast. But I like fishing in video games. It's fun, enjoyable, it relaxes me.
Yeah, it's good. They expanded the maps too, apparently.
Oh,
They added
good.
stuffed animals. Yeah.
I can't wait for the game to get mad at me for running in a larger map.
Yeah.
So Ravon,
Hi.
as our first black guest ever on the show, how does it feel to be a black man in America?
Wow.
Ravon,
That's
how do you
heavy.
feel? How do you think it feels like to be a white man in America? That's a better question.
How do,
Fuck
how
your
do you think-
perspective. What do you think our perspective is?
Good.
Good.
That's a pretty good guess. That's a pretty good guess. Now, yeah.
Fine, if you want to talk about your racial struggles and how it's unfair, just by the color of your skin, I guess we'll indulge you.
No.
Otherwise, we'll get
that's-
canceled.
That's
that
fine.
is-
No one listens to this
Woo!
podcast.
I could say one word and end this podcast recording right now.
No, because I'd still post it.
Uh,
You're a black man. You're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
No,
That would
I mean,
not make me.
technically, we can't prove that he's black, but I mean,
you can't.
No,
I'm white.
when
I'm
we
actually
played the YouTube video, it's all black. There's no images, remember? I said I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Black moon, black sky, black night.
Bad pun.
Everything. To our viewers, I am a 32-year-old white man.
You can't lie on this podcast, Ravon.
They don't know the truth.
I will put the thumbnail as a picture of you.
wait, relax.
Dan is gonna dox the shit out of Ravon.
I have a Twitter. I'll post a picture of you two. This is our guest for our newest episode.
No, don't do that.
You may recognize him from your local grocery store.
Maximus! Maximus!
You may recognize him as the guy the police are looking for currently.
Help! Help!
Now the
Don't worry
fun
about
game
that,
of which
listeners.
parts are we cutting out?
Help!
Oh no, this is all getting posted. So currently, he's not being attacked by the police. He's being raped by his dog. It's a normal thing. So don't worry about it, everybody. We're not attacking our black guest and forcing him to be here.
What was the connotation behind like cops being called pigs? You know, because like dogs, I could understand, right? Because
they're dirty.
Couldn't you done like a raccoon?
Pigs
No,
are
raccoons are
considered the
thieves.
dirtiest animals.
It might be
Are they?
pig. Yeah, raccoons are
Yeah.
thieves.
No, are pigs the dirtiest animal?
Well, they are
No.
considered by a lot of religions to be the dirtiest animal.
Yeah, they're if you
And
don't
a lot of cultures.
if you don't prepare pig right, you can get sick. That's why.
Well, if you don't
But
prepare
no.
anything right, you can get sick.
Objectively, they're probably one of the cleaner ones. They do roll around in mud and shit, but they can also easily be trained to just shit in one corner of their pen, unlike every other goddamn animal. Which is
Well,
why, when I used to work on a farm, I liked cleaning the pig pens because they would just shit in one corner, and you just clean up that one corner.
To be
I mean,
fair,
pigs are
you
basically
can-
as smart as dogs. It's just they're not as cute, so we eat them.
They taste so good. I'm sorry, I love
dogs.
pigs.
Pork is really delicious. Dogs have the intelligence of 2-year-olds. I think pigs actually have.
Pigs
Yeah,
are real smart. You can
I
train
don't
them to do
know.
a lot.
They
I don't know how
would
smart they
they
actually
would.
are.
I think people have done like numerous things where it's like pigs would actually be better pets than dogs.
Mm-hmm. They'd be better, better watch animals. Definitely better, probably guard dogs in the sense of getting rid of evidence, because a pig will eat a whole human body, bones and all.
That's
Where's
a
the-
very interesting thing to say publicly, Dan.
I used to work on a farm.
Did you make your pigs eat bodies?
No, but we did raise them, and then once they were fully grown, send them to a slaughterhouse, and then bring the bacon back.
That's really terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked.
They put the name on it. Like, are they like this was Dave?
Oh, we did. We named the pigs.
No, but like, did they put it on the packaging?
I
Like,
don't
when you
think
brought the
so.
bacon back, did they put it like
Uh,
this is Dave, this is Judy?
Honestly, they might have. That'd be kind of fucked. I never got to see the packages. I just got to eat the pig.
Hey man, it's a
Did it taste
piggy-
good at least?
Yeah, it
piggy
tastes like
pig
pig.
world.
Pigs, like probably like steak, pork, like bacon, like that kind of shit. That's one of that things. Like in the future, even if we like start cutting back on meat as a society, I will still eat.
I think
I
I
hope you're
think we
willing
really
to pay
need
whatever
to
that
get-
price is gonna be.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be real expensive.
I think we really need to get into this bug eating business.
I'm fine with it. I've eaten bugs before. It tastes
I
fine.
don't want to, but I know it's bugs are the protein of the future.
You just get ground up
yeah.
bugs, and then you cannot tell the difference.
I mean, there's a slight like there's a
Oh,
slight.
I'm not talking about taste. I mean, like you just literally, it doesn't look different from
Yeah,
normal
it
food.
would need to be that for me. I'm sure taste wise you can taste that shit always.
I mean,
I
yeah,
heard it
it's gonna-
tastes kind of like
it's gonna,
dirty.
It depends on if you're just eating a bug out of a package, yeah. But like prepared bug, I mean, I've had mealworms before.
Ew.
They taste fine.
Oh.
You put them in mac and cheese.
Ew! You're fucking disgusting. It's
Literally
nasty.
mealworm mac and cheese. Just try it.
No, I don't want to do that, Dan. No, I don't.
I mean,
There's
I'd be
nothing wrong
willing
with it.
to, but I'm definitely never going to be like, ah, yes, a whole grub worm. Let me just munch on that real quick.
I mean,
Just get a scoop full of maggots out the garbage
I had
can.
not that long ago. I
No,
had
thanks,
I
I'm
had
good.
cricket protein powder.
You need your ass beat. I'm sorry.
It tastes just as bad as every other protein powder.
Hey, I like protein powder, especially the one that Alex had got me.
Other Alex.
Yeah.
The dead guy that we don't talk about.
Yeah, sorry. We actually contractually cannot talk about him anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other friend that we have mutually.
See, there you go. I mean, look, I'm sorry. It's the guy who writes the contracts. It's it's his policy.
Yeah, he's an asshole, but we gotta do what we gotta do. We all signed the
100%.
contract.
Yeah.
Oh, can I see this contract?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm writing up the new draft.
Oh no, I don't need that. I need to see the old one.
So there will be some clauses in it specifically to you, that restrict a lot of things, but you'll be fine.
No.
You do get 3/5 of the the decision making.
3/5, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of it. You have majority vote if you get 3/5 of the decision making.
I don't care. There's not even 5 people.
Exactly. That's a really good fraction for you. That's only
you basically own the podcast now.
I'm just looking around.
But I mean, I don't know. The bug thing is definitely one of those things where it's just like it's the ooey factor, and other than that, it's just like because we eat shrimp, and shrimp are
they're like water bugs.
Those are oversized. Like, what are they? I mean, they're technically like the roaches of the sea, or is that
or is crabs are literally just spiders, and people are fine with eating those.
Yeah. There's no reason why anybody should actually be like, oh no, gross bugs, because it's like you have 1000% enjoyed weirder things, but because they're waterborne, you're like, yes, let me put this in cocktail sauce.
Shrimp are commonly known as sea cockroaches for their omnivorous feeding, i.e., they feed on the garbage of the sea.
Yeah, they're trash bugs. It used to be that lobster was it was fed to prisoners. No, not even peasants. Prisoners.
That's
it was
hilarious.
Considered like inhumane.
That's hilarious.
And now.
Yeah, now you got to pay like $40 a pound. Because some rich assholes were like, wait, hold on. This tastes good.
Water spiders.
They had butter in their house.
I really wish you didn't say that.
They are. They've got like, 8 legs?
Stop. Please stop.
The only thing that separates them is that crabs don't have, multiple eyes. That's about it.
You should look up the picture of those really disgusting crabs with the giant long legs. They're like 10-foot long legs. I hate them.
You should look up the coconut spiders.
I've seen those.
Those are terrifying. I'd eat the shit out of them. But
coconut spiders?
Yeah, Google it.
Coconut spider.
No.
We are not going to eat that. No.
Those motherfuckers will keep you up at night if you think about like, those exist on the same planet as me.
Oh, these are coconut crabs.
Look up camel spiders. Those things are fucking disgusting.
Oh, I know about those.
I loved hearing all the stories of the soldiers in Afghanistan who are like, yeah, so I got bit by one, but you can't feel it, so it just kind of eats a hole out of your body.
Oh, no. We are not going to eat that.
Disgusting.
I mean, if you really think about it, everything that we eat is just weird, right? Like, if you think about it, cows are just a weird, like, bulls. It's like, who was the first person that looked at a bull, right, like a steer, and was like, I'm going to cut off his fucking, like, I'm going to cut off his ass, and I am going to slow roast that.
I would do it.
Oh,
yes.
I'm still trying to figure out who the first sick motherfucker was that discovered milk, because they were nasty, I promise you.
It was definitely the first person whose wife couldn't breastfeed, and he's like, I need to find something for my kid. And he's like, well, that thing produces milk for its children.
Yeah,
and it was probably that.
The first furry.
But the funny answer is yes, it was the first furry, and he was like, ooh, my cow Sona.
Gross.
My name is Sir Milks-a-Lot. OC, do not steal.
I shall steal.
He's also half dragon.
Gross.
Look, there's nothing wrong with being a furry. Every fetish is okay as long as it doesn't hurt anybody.
But being a furry does hurt me.
Yeah, being a furry hurts other people too, and it definitely hurts the animals.
That is something very different.
Yeah, well, it has the potential to hurt the animals. Mind you, I have furry friends. I get it. I just don't get it. That's it.
Okay,
I mean,
so
look, like, as long as it's legitimately just a thing where it's like, I am into anthropomorphic animals, which is basically just people with fur, hey, whatever. Like,
yeah,
as long as you keep that to the bedroom and, like, you know, comics, whatever.
Don't fuck animals, please.
Yeah, if someone is actually like, where's my nearest zoo? That's a problem.
Guys, I mean, back in the day, pigs could give consent by backing up onto your dick. So, I mean,
no. Don't be like that weird fucking researcher lady who lived with a dolphin and gave it hand jobs.
I don't like that.
I'm sorry. What?
There was like this whole research thing where this one lady raised like a dolphin. They were trying to teach it basically human language, and like there was this whole thing where like the dolphin was like in like its mating period in its life, so she would just give it hand jobs so it would quit being horny and like pay attention.
Huh.
And it was really weird.
I mean, it was smart. It got the job done, and I'm sure it got its job done too.
But they definitely knew by like that point in the study that it could not understand human language. So I feel like they were just being fucking weird.
I don't know why.
If it was I have been too horny to pay attention. I understand. I get it.
That 1000% sounds like the plotline of an Ace Ventura movie.
It's disgusting.
Like fucking Jim Carrey needs to find out why the dolphin isn't that actually something that happens in the goddamn like Nature Calls or something.
Honestly,
like that?
Probably.
I remember that a dolphin, like for the Miami Dolphins, was a very central part of that movie.
It wouldn't surprise me. There's no way that like that I'm the only one that's heard of that story. There's definitely directors who are like, we're gonna add this to our shit movie.
I do not remember that story at all. I don't not believe it. Unfortunately, going to school for a long time does not make you wiser. It just makes you smarter.
I jerked off a dolphin. I'm sorry.
You don't have to. You get in the water with them. Yeah, they're gonna do it for you.
Well, no, they try and rape me. That's different.
Yeah. I mean, but like, you know, let's be real. Unless you're presenting, they're probably just going to be rubbing up against you for a while.
Oh, I would present.
At that point, it's only sexual assault.
I would present. I'm sorry.
So glad we had you as our first guest.
They'll like me. Well, with that being said.
Yes.
Okay, so we got to talk about Bluey.
About what?
Bluey is a children's TV show from Australia, and I fucking love it. It is so good. I am the equivalent of a brony for this show. This shit is awesome.
Hate him.
And fucking Bluey is just the biggest dick in the world. She's the worst sister ever. Bingo's is my favorite character. Bingo's the little sister who's not an asshole.
Jeez.
Bingo, like Bluey is definitely the show that I recommend the most to people. Like if you're gonna watch like a children's show, it is definitely made for both kids and adults.
I mean, some of the things that you've told me, it's definitely it's one of those things where you're like, wow, they got away with that.
One of my favorite episodes, like the kids are like dressing up as each other, so there's like two of them, and like they both dress up as Bluey, and the parents fucking hate it because Bluey is fucking awful, and they're like, oh my god, can you not? Because and then they both dress up as Bingo, and the dad's like, oh my god, I could get used to this. Two Bingos, and Blue's just like, what? and gets super sad. And then they both run out of the room, and the mom's like, "Yeah, but I could totally get used to that, right?" And the dad's like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah, just say that about your kid. It's no big deal.
And I'm like, "I understand. Bluey's a piece of shit kid."
Yeah, but you generally don't want to say that to your kid.
Yeah, the dad didn't mean to say it out loud in front of the kids, but once they ran out of the room, the dad's just like, "But like, come on, right?" Like, and the mom's like, "Yeah, I know."
Yes. Teaching new parents the lesson that yes, your kid can be an asshole and you don't have to like them. You just have to love them.
I mean, that's a lesson. Sometimes you're just gonna get an asshole kid.
Mm.
And then
I legitimately do not know how I would be able to handle like a kid that I didn't like. Like, I don't know how I would be able to handle just like the idea of like, yeah, they're my kid. I kind of hate them.
oh my god, their whole family is fucking crazy. The dad is like the best dad ever. They're just like, "Hey, let's play a game," and he's just like, "All right, whatever we're doing." And it's insane. Their fucking cousins are fucking crazy. Like, one of them just legitimately is crazy. And I don't know, and I think the other one has autism. I can't tell. Because it's the only dog in the show that actually acts like a dog. So I'm thinking it's because
it's the Pluto situation for Mickey Mouse. It's like, is this a case of where like there are just dogs in this world, or is this some kind of weird classism between Goofy and
like yeah, I really think it's that dog has autism.
Right.
There's also, it's a 1-year-old too, so maybe that's the reason. I'm not sure.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Also, for those of you curious, Ravon's internet died, so bye, Ravon.
Yeah, he got taken out by the government. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, I'll always argue that there is nothing wrong with liking cartoons as an adult, because animated media has the most opportunity to best represent the idea or the concept that, you know, the writer's going for. Because in real life, there are always compromises that you have to make for the sake of A, realism, and then B, like how well does the CGI translate, you know, and it doesn't look terrible. And, you know, the sad thing is that right now, like, when it comes to TV, CGI ain't there. Like, even Marvel, with their billions and billions and billions of infinite dollar monies, like, yeah, like, you know, I think She-Hulk was fine, but oh my god, did it have moments where I was like, this is not made by a human.
Yeah. They really just did it real cheap.
I get that, but like, again, if it was just an animated version of She-Hulk, like everything's the same actress, same voice actress in this case, but like everything's the same, but it's just animated, I legitimately think it would have been a lot better. And there is nothing that says that a TV show can only be for children if it's animated. That's such a dumb thing that I always hear. It's like, oh, well, that's for kids. And it's like, why?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, a lot of animated shows definitely just are not for children.
Right. I mean, Invincible's a great example. Rick and Morty. I mean, even if you don't want to get into the, oh, well, you know, those are just like graphic, you know, or violent. King of the Hill.
Yeah, not for children.
Yeah, and it's not because it's like inappropriate. It's because the humor kids aren't really gonna get.
Family Guy also is not for children. The beginning seasons, I mean, now it's definitely for a younger audience with the jokes they make. But in the beginning, it's like, that was more tailored towards older people.
Right. I mean, so I get it. I understand that, yes, there's always been that thing because most of the animated shows that older people think of are like He-Man, where it's like, yes, it's for kids because every week they have to teach kids not to run into traffic. And then He-Man has to do a really awkward take about drugs in his universe where he is essentially doping on magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't ever let any like superhero like convince you otherwise. Superman, like he's doping on sunlight and unfair genetic advantages.
Mm-hmm.
And Captain America, love the fact that in the Marvel movies they made a joke about it's like, don't do drugs unless it's like a super soldier serum. Then
Maybe do drugs.
Yeah, maybe do some drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Spider-Man is a literal cocktail of like genetic modification to be a superhero.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So sorry, all of your superheroes have unfair advantages.
Mm-hmm.
But no, don't smoke weed. Don't get high. God forbid.
Can't do that. Oh my God.
But I mean, again, I am glad though that nowadays there are just the TV shows that are better appreciated by adults, mostly because they're just better written. Like that also helps a lot. Just stop writing your animated shows like your audience doesn't have a brain.
Oh yeah. And if anyone ever does listen to this and they want like a better understanding of this and the show Bluey, go watch A Foot of a Ferret. He's a YouTuber. He makes some really good points about TV shows. Yeah. And he's also still really butthurt that Steven Universe is over.
See, I was okay with how Steven Universe ended. I was not one of the people who was hating on Steven Universe future because...
No, he loves Steven Universe. He's sad it's over.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. Like, Steven Universe was really good.
Especially since it directly inspired his art style.
And that's another thing, is that... Also, this one's to the parents. Like, if you have a kid who wants to be, like, an artist or wants to, like, draw cartoons, don't shit on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's okay. Like, hey, especially our generation, our parents said the same thing about video game designers, and those are billion-dollar franchises now. So
I really wish that I was encouraged to do more art when I was younger. Like, I'm starting to get into it now. But I mean, at this point, I mean, it's not like I couldn't turn it into a career if I really wanted to, but it's just like, I wish that someone had encouraged me when I was younger.
But see, that's not okay because the budgets.
I mean,
we gotta give that money to sports like the football that ruined your knee.
Yep. I mean, it was a lot of things that made me not even want to do art. Like in my 7th grade art class, I got failed by my art teacher for not being able to like draw perspective and stuff while I was in a sling the entire year. I had to draw with my left hand and try to draw straight lines with a ruler and draw perspective.
Well, I mean, that's also just another problem, is that I very much believe that art cannot be like graded. Like
no, my thing is like, how did I fail when I tried?
Right. That's
I was missing an arm.
Right. Because art is 1000% subjective.
Mm-hmm.
If you looked at fucking Picasso and you didn't know who Picasso was, you would look at that and say, wow, this guy doesn't know how to draw for shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, art is art has the meaning that you give to it. There are good artists, there are bad artists, and mostly what it should come down to is, can you feel their passion, intent, whatever? Mm-hmm. Like, does it make you feel something? And if it does, that's art. It won. Mm-hmm. It did what it was supposed to.
Oh yeah, like when you look at certain art, oh my god, you could just feel the emotion in it.
Yeah.
And that's why I love art, and that's why I'm trying to get good at drawing. I like being able to express things through like different means like that. It seems really cool.
And that of course leads us into the slippery slope topic of AI art.
I'm fine with AI art. I have no problem.
I mean, I think AI art is fine as long as you don't misrepresent it as anything except AI art.
Yeah.
Like, yes, like I don't think that there should be competitions where you have people who have spent hundreds of hours putting together like their watercolor painting against someone who admittedly, yes, is very good at putting together essentially code. I can't really think of like a better phrase than just code.
I mean,
like the prompt in order to get the design that they want.
It's like, ooh, I trained the AI to do this very well. I win the art contest.
Right, and it's like it should definitely be in its own category. You know, there's a reason why there's a men and women Olympics. It's not because there's some unreachable, difference. It's just because they are fundamentally different. And as such, it would be unfair in a strength competition for, again, an average guy to go up against an average girl, even on an Olympic level. And again, there are women who are stronger than men. That's not, it's not impossible. It's just genetically less likely or physiologically.
Like if I compared myself to a woman the same age as me, I would have a stark advantage in some things, and she would in hers. Agility was agility and dexterity based things, definitely the women. There's a reason why they do fucking gymnastics.
I mean, the men also do gymnastics.
Yeah, but it's very different. Women's and men's gymnastic is hugely different. I watched a thing about like men's and women's gymnastic Olympians trying to do each other's things, and they have a very difficult time doing it.
Fair enough.
A lot of the men's things are all about supporting their entire body weight on themselves.
Gotcha. I mean, that's just something that I don't have too much knowledge on. Gymnastics is never something that I've been like, oh yeah, just put all that information directly into my brain. I mean, still respect the shit out of anybody who does it.
I mean,
I can't do that.
If you want to look at the differences in like
physiological.
There you go. In men and women, just look at woman and the WNBA and the NBA. Like they play different.
I know that it's probably not appropriate, but I always think back to that episode when they come across the Amazonian women in Futurama. Where it's just like, we know dunk, but we do very good fundamentals. And it's like, I mean, it's a funny scene for sure, especially because they club the shit out of the guys.
Yeah. I'm a big believer in like equality and stuff, but like definitely I'm also like, for certain sports you should probably keep a gender divide. I don't know. Football seems like one of the ones to me, because if you are on average that much smaller, you're gonna die.
Right. There's a reason why, and again, this is nothing against women, but quarterbacks have some of the most dangerous job because they are not even significantly, but noticeably smaller than the linebackers or the tacklers.
Like a lot.
So, like, when they get hit, there's a reason why you always hear about, like, oh my God, did he break his spine? Because it's like, that's a possibility.
I mean, it's also why, like, when there are women on, like, football teams and, like, high schools and stuff, they're usually the kicker. Because the kicker doesn't get hit.
I mean, again, I think at a certain point, sure. Like, I mean, in high school, like, fuck, who cares? Like,
you could definitely get away with it in high school, just like how there were girls on, like, the wrestling team.
Yeah.
And, like, wrestling is definitely different. Like, a lot more skills involved in wrestling, and you could probably definitely get away with beating people, even if they have the size advantage.
Yeah. Although, unfortunately, so I was part of the wrestling team in high school. And mind you, our high school didn't have any female wrestlers. But there was one high school that did. And unfortunately, it was this thing where basically she wasn't in my weight class because I was in like basically the lightest one. But there was one guy on our team who was, right? And he had to wrestle against her. And basically everybody just kind of I don't even know, like just unanimously agreed, like, hey, if you beat her, like you're an asshole. But if you lose, you know, it's like
you're a bitch.
You can't win either way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember the craziest thing is that, you know, the guy that she had to wrestle against, like, you know, no shame in saying, like, he was an attractive guy. And afterwards, after they wrestled, like, he won, and I think she like asked for his number.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't say yes. I don't know if it was just because he wasn't interested, or, you know, maybe it was that thing of like, you know, she's like a girl wrestler. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But like, it was a very weird thing where it's like, yeah, like at the end of the day, she's a woman. Like, she's a woman on a team of men who are at the very least more physically active than other, you know, other guys might be. So why is it crazy that can happen? And yet we made the biggest deal of it. Like, it was like, oh my God, dude.
It's definitely just like that high school thing. Like, I didn't give a shit as much about shit like that in high school, but that's mostly because my family's just mostly women, especially my extended family. Like, I've been playing football with girls my whole life. I'm pretty sure I've told you stories of like me playing touch football with my cousins and still knocking their asses to the ground. Like, it's like, I'm a big guy. If you're gonna play football with me, you're gonna get hit. Touch or not, running full force and touching you is still gonna hurt.
Right. I mean, for me, like, most of my family is women as well. It's just not, they weren't physically, you know.
See, it's all the cousins are women, but it's like, it's all uncles. So everyone plays sports. Yeah,
no, the sport that we played at like family gatherings was volleyball.
See, now that would have been fun. We didn't do that.
No contact.
Volleyball's fun. I love volleyball.
I hate the fact that like there is this weird, almost unexplainable, just like skill difference where it's like, where do you let the ball hit you on the arms? And it's like, oh, sorry, you're not very good at this, are you?
See, I can't. I'm bad at receiving and terrible at serving. But oh boy, you need someone to just jump and just get in the way of the ball. I got you.
I was one of those servers who, like, if I was on a roll, like, I had a pretty decent serve. You know, but everything else I was meh.
I can spike okay, but you know, spiking is not that hard.
It is if you're not 6'5".
Yeah. Let me reiterate. It's not that hard when they basically throw the ball up at eye level.
Right. If they're just basically playing catch with you, yeah.
Well, I mean, I never played volleyball outside of middle school, so it's like, I don't know what it's like to play with guys my size, because there were no guys my size in middle school.
Fair.
So I don't know.
I mean, as someone who did play volleyball with people his size, like, it's a fun sport. I can see why people get into it.
I definitely would have rather done volleyball than football. I feel like I would have had more fun doing that. Knee. Yeah. I might still have knee problems, but I probably would have had more. Probably would have had more fun.
Yeah, I feel like there's a big difference though between like, ooh, I have to bend and jump a lot, and oh, a 300-pound man just tackled me in my knee.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference.
Like, I feel like your problems, while may still have been present, would not be as severe.
Oh yeah, no. Earlier when I left, I had to go pick up something off the ground for my mom that like fell under the dresser. And I was basically like on the ground in tears because my knee hurt so bad from getting down.
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, yay! Football problems.
Oh, Dan.
It's so nice. But it's okay now. I never have to play football again. I just have to
That is
deal with the
true.
consequences.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
rough.
damn. You should have just played like baseball or something.
I would have
Or
never
at the
made it on the
at the
baseball
very
team.
least, hockey. At least
Hockey
in
would-
hockey, you know, the when they hit you, like it's above like the chest.
Don't hit him yet.
Yeah, I get it. Dog, don't you dare.
Oh my
And
god.
then barrel bomb.
Oh yeah, by
Run.
the way, podcast people were playing Monster Hunter.
It didn't do as much damage as I was hoping.
Oh. Oh. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I forget. Something football.
At this point, it's just a stream of consciousness, so I'm not really keeping track of what we're doing.
I lost it. Oh, but yeah. Sport's bad.
Like,
Ravon asked us to send help, but we're not going to. I guess the police found him.
podcast first, then help friends. Everybody knows that.
True.
Oh, crap. Oh, please. No. I don't want to die this way. Ah. Dan,
Oh.
go ahead, bro.
I'm trying. He jumped away.
There goes my last mega potion.
I'm all I'm thinking about right now is what football would have been like if it was like a fully gender inclusive thing.
I mean,
Would
honestly,
would it have to be flag football?
probably.
Because I mean, like,
And that would be a better thing overall. I still don't understand why football has to be fucking full contact.
oh no, it's dumb as shit. All I'm thinking, like, if I don't give a shit, like, how big of a girl you put in high school, like, in front of me on the line, she would have got really hurt. Like, just the cheer, like, not that I'm like a fucking like, I'm not the biggest that men come, but damn, I've never seen a woman my size.
I mean, there definitely are.
Yeah,
They're probably about as much of an oddity as being a 6'5" guy.
yeah, probably.
You know, as much as dating profiles would like you to believe, 6'5" men are not the norm.
Oh yeah, I remember doing a thing, like looking up like how tall people are in America, and I want to say like I make up like less than 5% of the population or something, with like people my height, and it's just like people just be lying, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, don't get me wrong, 6 foot isn't impossible. It's definitely not the norm, but yeah, there's 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", but there's a reason why one of the most defining features of NBA players is how tall are you?
Yeah,
Because that
God.
is as much of a rare skill as, you know, like your dribbling ability.
I'd barely make it in the NBA. I'd literally be on the short end of the spectrum.
Right, and that's another crazy thing is that and to be in the NBA, obviously you can do it. There's nothing that says that a 6'1", 6 foot, I mean, technically even a 5'8" guy, if you go by the Globetrotters.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
But
on average, they only have about probably I think like 4 or 5 inches on me, which isn't like a lot. I would just need to be good at the game to make up for that distance.
I don't know why, but we're getting a lot less rewards. Why is that?
I got a lot.
I did not.
I even got a diamond,
Well, I got a diamond.
like some jewel diamond thing.
I got a plate.
I got a lot of stuff. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't.
Did you do
Confused.
Yeah, pause podcast for a moment, everybody. We're gonna talk about Monster Hunter for a second. Did you do the expedition or fight him specifically?
Fight him specifically.
Huh. I don't know.
Yeah, I just didn't get.
Maybe
as
it's
much as I was hoping.
maybe it's because we took time killing that other guy. Maybe you get less rewards the longer it takes.
I don't think so, because I've done multiple hunts before, like just kill a random monster because
Maybe we just got really bad pulls that time.
maybe, I don't know. I did notice that it happened as well with the other one that we did against Diablos, which is weird because that was the first time that I hunted him as well. So you can't even call it like you fought this before. I just didn't get a lot, and I don't know why.
I don't know. Maybe.
Wait, is it because our hunter rank is different? Am I getting less because the game thinks you're carrying me?
Our hunter rank's been different every time we've played. This is the only time mine's been higher than yours. Yours has been higher than mine the entire time we've played together.
I don't know. Well, whatever. Well,
because you've been 2 or 3 like the entire time, and I've been 1.
I don't know.
Because if so, then that means I've been not getting a lot of rewards the entire time.
It could be. I don't know.
Well, I feel like that's a good place to call this episode of the podcast. A little bit of everything. Our one guest and Monster Hunter.
Yeah, he died, except he didn't, I guess, because he's messaging us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's getting to be about that time. So you get out of my house, Dan. We're not friends. I don't know. Anyway, we clearly still haven't figured out our exit or our intro. So come back next week and maybe we'll figure it out, except we won't. Bye-bye. How do I stop this again? Stop.